Welcome back. Let's find out if we've gotten anything wrong so far. For that, we go to Patty Ann Brown. How are you, Patty Ann?
I'm good, thank you. Nice show so far. Andy, I had a couple of questions. You said that if on the story about how Congress members earn 3 to 4 times more than an average full-time American worker, you were saying that you'd be fired if you were running a corporation that way.
Yes.
But in publicly held corporations, the board members and the public in some way gets to approve their salary. Do you believe that maybe the public should be able to approve or disapprove of congressional salaries?
Well, I don't know if we should. Well, that's actually not a bad idea. I mean, we do have a way to disapprove or approve of Congress people. It's, by throwing them out of office.
Right. But in terms of actually, they vote themselves their own salary raises.
Right. I think it would be good if you could determine their salaries.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take that job if anyone's offering it to me. Jesse Joyce, you mentioned that the ratio between what our federal politicians make and the average American is less than the ratio in Japan.
Yes.
But that was just the one anomaly, actually. They looked at 13 developed countries, and Japan was the only one that had a worse divide. The other countries came in less. So overall, aren't we kind of on the high end there?
I understand that, Patty, but Norway, France, Spain, Germany, and Canada do not pronounce the word election as a which was the whole reason I did it.
So, some people know because it was posted that you're here for Andrew Dice Clay. Are you trying to channel him today? Is that what's going on here?
If I was trying to channel Andrew Dice Clay, I would dress up like a fat Fonzie and do dirty nursery rhymes.
Okay. Well, thank goodness he doesn't get television and he'll never know you said that. Ann Coulter, Andy Levy is obviously convinced that you are, in fact, a libertarian. Could you explain to us whether you are or not, and specifically why?
No, I hate libertarians, and Patty Ann, I want to say to you that you are such a much better ombudsman. You see, they don't have to be mean, Andy.
Well, you didn't get to her second question, which
Yeah.
is loaded with swears and personal insults.
She's not going to, Andy, she's not going to elaborate on whether or not
No,
she's a
I'll
libertarian.
elaborate. I want to cut down the size of government more than most libertarians, but
No, you don't.
start talking to libertarians and all they want to talk about is legalizing pot.
No, they don't.
Yay.
You just
Yes, I do.
You make up
I think
straw
we have a
men.
few
You
other
and-
steps to get
You
to.
and President Obama should have a straw man competition.
We're not
'cause it would be
exactly
damn
living. I'm
close.
ignoring you. You are not
It
the
would be
ombudsman.
damn close. I am the host.
Okay, move him off the screen, please.
All
I'm
right,
dealing
all right.
with
I
the
think
ombudsman.
this is my segment.
I
Me.
I think we have a few federal programs to get to before we live in the perfect libertarian state and legalize drugs. And I won't even discuss legalizing drugs until I don't have to pay for their housing, their food, and now their medical care.
Fascist.
Okay, good point. All right, Bill Schultz, correct me if I'm wrong, but did you say that there are 2 hot chicks on today's show?
On the panel. For all I know, you're in
said
a
on the
leg
show.
chair right now. Pan down, cameraman, pan down.
I actually am sitting on like a high stool, but in any case, that's neither here nor
Talk
there.
slower.
Andy, wait, no, maybe it was Diane. I don't remember. Well, first of all, Diane, I want to say I commend you on your roll with the punches attitude about if you, get to a bar and it's too crowded or too empty, you just move on. But really,
Or make it fun.
Well, but if it's too crowded, isn't it? I mean, if you're going to move on anyway, doesn't it kind of save you a little bit of time?
All right, too crowded is one thing, but most of the time this is being used because the bar's empty or there aren't enough hot girls there. I got news for you, loser. If you can't have a good time just because there aren't enough hot girls there, the hot girls aren't going to want to talk to you anyway.
Well, Andy, I wanted to get to that point with you. You were saying that that's what people are going to use this for, to see how many hot girls are there. But if you think about it, once people see that, a half hour later, all the hot guys show up. So really, wouldn't the smart guys say, I'm not going to go to that bar because that's in a half hour? It's kind of like when they tell you that there's traffic on the other road,
Right.
and everybody moves to that road.
Right. First of all, I'm still upset at the fact that Diane called me a loser. So I'm reeling a little bit from that, Patty. But yeah, you make a fair point, but also maybe you live a block from the bar.
That's true. Maybe you're the first one there.
Exactly.
Could be.
I like
Okay,
that's a
so-
race. You're a lucky gender, ladies.
Also,
You're welcome.
Jesse Joyce, the idea that if it's posted, the ACLU's problem with this is that if you post that they want everybody to know that you have a camera, you're being videotaped right now, people can look at you live in the bar. But if you do that, aren't people just going to avoid that bar?
I suppose. I mean, I actually take issue with the concept that that the kind of people who would be trolling the internet for bar chicks would be hot guys. Probably unlikely.
That's now twice I've been insulted during the pandemic.
No, I think he was correcting me on my point, which is that once people see the hot girls, all the hot guys come. I think he's saying maybe the guys who come aren't.
But isn't it more telling that I kind of said hot guys in finger quotes and Andy got offended?
Yes, I know. He immediately took that personally. I'm not sure why. Wow, Andy's really under attack right
Well,
now.
anytime you use the word trolling, Andy's going to say
Yes.
so
He's like, hey.
Yeah, I just don't think I don't need my fetishes brought up.
Trolling.
That was a conversation we had at a bar, and this is not the place for it.
while you were trolling your beer.
All right, Ann Coulter, just a question in theory about the ACLU's point that people have to know that they're being recorded on camera or that it's going out live. But the argument on the other side is that a bar is public, it's not a private space. It's just like these cameras on the streets. People object to those, but they're on the street. And look, if you're walking down the street, anybody could see you, and that the same argument can be made in a bar. So do they even really have to post that you're being watched legally? Do they have any privacy rights here?
Fair point, but I want to answer your last question.
I don't even remember what it was.
Which was, it was your question to Jesse. Would anyone go to such a bar? Wouldn't it be empty? Reality TV, apparently half of America is dying to be on camera.
Good point.
Just dying to tell us every stupid thing about their lives.
Well, that's a good point. You're right. Actually, if people know that they're going to be on camera, maybe that becomes the most popular bar.
Patty,
And people like us can avoid those
Hey,
bars.
Patty Ann?
Yes.
I'll
Yes.
answer the question that Ann didn't answer. I don't understand. A bar is not a private place. It's a private business. It's not a public space. So I
But
think
it's like
so
anybody's
there's a
allowed
difference.
in. So I'm not sure. We needed a lawyer on the panel to throw that question to. So I
I'm
just
right
picked
here.
on Ann.
Bog things down with laws and legalities and facts. We don't need that.
No, they have more rights in a private place. I mean, if the bar wants to do it, they can do it. I mean,
Right,
if you're living in Bloomberg's New York, and then he'll tell you whether you can smoke, have trans fats, salt.
Yeah.
Oh, but even when you walk into a private office building, let's say, wouldn't they have to tell you if they're videotaping inside?
I think
Yeah,
so.
I remember there was a big
I believe
issue
they
when
do.
there was a beach cam on this certain beach, and people were very upset. They were being told they were being videotaped, and they're like, "I'm out here in a bathing suit. I don't want people to see me." And they said,
You're
well,
on the beach.
You're on the beach in a bathing suit." So I'm not sure which way a bar goes on that, actually.
I was
but,
upset about that because I went to that beach, and immediately when I did, they took that camera down. Everywhere I go.
Well, that maybe is because you have the skin of an Ecuadorian crocodile.
Yeah, there is, Bill, there's such a thing as public indecency, and even in a bathing suit, you could make the case there, perhaps.
He wasn't wearing a
I
bathing
think
suit.
I'm doing a public favor is what I'm doing.
All right. All right. I think I had more, but actually, I think I'm getting a wrap. So okay. I guess I'm
Ooh, with
done.
meatballs.
Are Franklin and Bash really gay, by the way? That I wasn't sure about.
I'll let Bill handle that one.
I don't know. I mean, look, they're certainly not out on the plot line wise, but I read between the lines, and then I
Okay.
wrote some lines
They're not.
for them.
They're not gay. They're just bros.
Well,
Okay.
right, and they bro out a lot.
No, it's a fine line. I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, they're in like a bromance, maybe. Okay,
Exactly,
We'll
yeah.
leave it there. All right.
Yep.
That's all I have.
All right.
Andy, couldn't fill your shoes, but tried.
No, you did great. Thanks, Patty Ann.
Thanks.
Should ugly people be beaten with a sock full of golf balls? Diane Macedo discusses her upcoming self-help book, Ugly People Should Be Beaten with a Sock Full of Golf Balls, when we return.
Unbelievable.
Also, what's more metal than metal? Spoiler alert, it's not Bill Schultz.